Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Third Down Thursdays. My name is FJ.
Excuse me.
That is Coach Bruce. Don't mind his, package
Fun.
down there. Anyway, we are very excited for a beautiful evening of some sports discussion. We have Packers-Bears week to reminisce about. Bruce and I actually have a lot of random sports things in the NBA, MLB, a lot of stuff to go over tonight. So we're very excited for that. But first and foremost, Bruce, I see you've changed your setup a little bit, little casual Thursday night this evening.
Yeah, a little casual Thursday night. Got some Degenerate bets going that I kind of want to watch a little bit of, and
okay,
I want to change it up a little bit, kind of give a little better lay of the land, I guess you could say. And plus, I want to advertise our sick banner a little bit more, instead of having this packed away.
I love the flag. I have mine. I didn't have space for it behind me, so I look at it every day when I'm at my desk. Not that I
provides inspiration for you.
I like having the flag there. The one thing you mentioned pre-show, life-wise, you said your back was hurting a little bit because you're too strong of a man and you did some stupid stuff.
No, I'm too dumb of a man. That's what it is. So,
well, you're dumb because you're strong enough to do it. You shouldn't, but you're strong enough to do it technically.
So my wife, her aunt, I guess my aunt too. God bless her. She ended up giving us some pretty awesome couches. My sister's actually giving us one. So if my sister's watching, don't worry, we're still grabbing yours too. but no, she ended up giving us a couple couches, and man, let me tell you, they're not light because they're both can put the feet up and just kick back, chill, relax. And my wife, I love her to death, but I tell her, I listen, you don't have to lift it. I got it. Don't worry about it. Me and my infinite wisdom decide to, as my wife says, Hulk smash it, and I lifted up a couch and brought it through the doorway myself. And I already have a tweaked back as it is, because unfortunately for me, when I was lifting during COVID and the pandemic and stuff like that, I ended up tweaking my back on a little makeshift setup I had for a squat rack. And in doing so, I ended up re-aggravating said injury again last night. So needless to say, this is the first time that I've ever been woken up by pain in my lower back. And let me tell you, it is not fun. So those of you that have ever had any kind of back pain that are watching us or listening to us on Spotify, man, let me tell you something. It absolutely fucking sucks. I would not wish back pain on anybody at all. Also, thank you, Sai. I wanted to bring... Oh, by the way, real quick, before we comment on MJ's solid-ass haircut, Sai, happy birthday, brother. That goes out to you, man.
Happy birthday, Sai.
Sai, yay! Happy birthday to you.
I don't want... No, we're not going to hear you say it. No. We not...
I was about to say.
We're not doing that tonight.
But yeah, anyway, please.
Slow down there.
Please, let's have a conversation real quick. So can we give a shout out to, do you remember the place that you went to? It wasn't hold on, come out. Before you say it, it wasn't fucking Sports Clips or fucking Great Clips or
no.
Bo Ricks or some shit like that. That's
no.
All right, so let's give a shout out to those guys, because that's a fresh cut.
My general manager at work, his name is Nick, great guy. He walked in the other day with a great haircut, and I've been needing to get my haircut because I got it trimmed a little bit before the wedding, just to make it look presentable for the wedding, but I haven't gotten it really cut. and like taken care of since probably like January. It's been way too long since I got it taken care of. So I saw Nick come in the other day with a good looking haircut. I asked him where he goes, which is squared up barbershop in Hattiesburg. They do great work. They're also like Bruce. I think you would have loved these guys because the conversations that I heard going on in there, all of those dudes cut hair, but they also do other stuff on the side. So like,
hell yeah,
one of them is a streamer, one of them sings, one of them is like a videographer, and so the conversations I heard in that barbershop actually were kind of inspired. Like they were hyping each other up, they were giving each other ideas, they were going back and forth. Like it was
awesome.
It was a more unscripted version of what you hear in LeBron's podcast. Like that's but
way better.
But way better. Like these guys actually going back and forth, helping each other. The one dude was like, "Hey, you're really funny. Let me show you." And he pulled up this barber that he saw on TikTok the other day that did comedy while he was a barber. And then that guy pulled up a video of another barber he saw, because they're obviously all barbers.
Right.
So that's their entire TikTok feed. He pulled up this one guy that does different covers of songs while he's doing haircuts. He'll do like the cover of Bruno Mars' Treasure while he's given a cut.
That's actually pretty
they were just giving these ideas back and forth, and it was really cool. And I got a good haircut while I was there. So
I gotta say,
bunch of good guys.
It really does look legit. And you said it was Squared Up. Is that what the name of it was?
Yes, Squared Up Barbershop in Hattiesburg.
Squared Up Barbershop in Hattiesburg. That's a huge shout out to you guys, man. I wish I lived around there. Granted, I have no hair. However, it'd be nice to have a little tidier, crisper lines. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just get the crisp.
Yes. Oh, they got it. It's hard to see, but like they got it. They got me taken care of. It looks good.
That's nice,
I feel good. Oh yeah.
Hey, look good. Hey, look. What is it? Look good, play good, or look good, feel good, play good. There you go.
Yes, something like that.
That's prime time right there. Deion Sanders, baby. Anyway, all right, MJ.
Speaking of prime time,
let's go.
Prime time action on Sunday Night Football. 27-10. Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears.
I guess I'll sit up for this one.
Bruce, I'll give you the floor first.
Can't get hurt.
I really don't have much to say. It was a game the Packers should have won. They won the football game. On to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 3. But Bruce, for you, I know you have some broader comments to make on what this means for Chicago.
What the biggest disappointment that I had watching that game was, as always, as a Bears fan, I go into it. Well, I don't know if you saw my tweet earlier in the week. I was like, am I convincing myself that the Bears actually have a chance in this game? No, maybe. Shit, no, don't do that. And I did it. I did it to myself again. I ended up somewhat convincing. I somewhat convinced myself that the Bears actually had a chance, because I'm thinking to myself, Luke Getsy, a offensive coordinator that actually knows what he's doing. Their offensive line played really well in the rain. I'm not a huge fan of the whole rotating guard thing. Hopefully that ends this week with Lucas Patrick coming back and actually playing center, and Musford going back to his backup and keeping Jenkins in that right guard only. Whom, by the way, graded out fairly well again. Go figure. But I digress. Anyway, I convinced myself that the Bears would actually have a chance, and I didn't write a recap article this week from that game because I was legitimately that pissed off still. and after that, my recap article 2 weeks ago after the 49er win, I talked about being at the table, eating my wings, having ranch dressing all up on my face, and kind of getting upset in the first half, and all of a sudden a third quarter hit. Well, for this game, for the Packers-Bears game, I had just ranch dressing all up on my face. I was just upset. I was like, this sucks. I can't watch this team. We actually ended up leaving my buddy's place at halftime. That's how pissed off I was.
Really?
Because I couldn't stand it. We ended up watching it back at my house. However, some of the play calling I didn't like. They said that it was an RPO. So, for instance, the RPO on the goal line, I don't give a shit. I was one of those guys that were all freaked out saying like, oh, the ball crossed the goal line, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. Never put you should never, as a coach, you should never, ever put the game in the hands of the referees to make a decision. You have to make sure that it's clear cut and boom, you did it the correct way.
And even then, they were still down by 10.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So this guy, of course, he jumps in. Motherfucker. Exactly.
He's not wrong though.
It's true. But they're still down 10. But it would have given me at least something to kind of grasp onto. Like, okay, I feel better.
Right.
But looking at the all 22, the Bears just released the all 22 earlier today. At least that's what I saw earlier today, because as of yesterday, it wasn't out yet. And man, some of the stuff I saw on that, my guy, it was not good. Justin Fields missed a lot. And I don't want to say. At the earlier in the week, if our show was on a Monday night, if it was like Monday Maniacs or some stupid shit, I would have been freaking out. I'd have been pissed off. I'd have been like, oh, he's Trubisky 2.0, like it's all downhill, blah blah blah. I will say this though, I think that there will be a subtle change, and one of the things I talked to pre-show about, I heard today, was the comparison to Josh Allen's first 16 football games. Now, keep in mind, this is just his second season. He has yet to start a full 16-game season. So until he gets that 16-game mark, that's a full season. That's the way I'm looking at it, and that's the way they looked at it with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's stats were absolute dog shit during that course of that time frame, too.
He was a completely different football player.
Correct.
Like, it's night and day, but there was still incredible arm talent.
Correct. And I think go ahead. No, I think Fields has arm talent. It's just my thing right now is him like getting the help or the surrounding help around him, because like I said in pre-show, the Bills got Diggs. They weren't scared to make moves like that. And I'm not saying the Bears are, but hopefully, and as Bears fans knew this, we were going to be in a transitional type year, man. So as frustrating, as it is, and wasting another fucking year watching a trash ass team is what it is, though. And we knew it was going to be a transitional year like that. So that being said, your Green Bay Packers, on the other hand, I surprisingly so now, they're not going to rely on Aaron Rodgers to beat teams. Can he? Yes. But in my opinion, I think that they're going to go as far as that running game takes them. And I think that running game is going to take them a freaking long ass ways. And keep in mind, obviously, you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. So, yeah. Right. So, I really like.
Bruce, that's the thing that should scare opposing NFL teams.
Agree.
Aaron Rodgers' entire career, he has had to be the guy. Even when he had incredible receiving rooms, he still had to be the one making incredible throws, right? And now he really is the second option behind the running game. Matt LaFleur saw what happened week 1 when he didn't prioritize the running game, didn't like what he saw, and essentially said to himself, to the Packers, organization, to the Packers fans, I need to do better, and I'm going to do better. And he went out there and said, Aaron Jones is the most talented football player on this offense, not named Aaron Rodgers. And so we're going to put the ball in his hands. They prioritized getting Aaron Jones the ball, and it worked really well. Because then, even when Aaron Jones is off the field, and normally you think, oh, thank goodness, he's off the field, we get a break. Maybe we only have to deal with Lazard or Sammy Watkins now. Here comes 250 pounds of quads running downhill at your face, and his name is A.J. Dillon. So you have to deal with so much, because then if you stack the box, Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. And eventually, if you stack the box enough, Sammy Watkins himself, who, it's funny, I echo what Collinsworth said on the broadcast the other night. I feel like Sammy Watkins is 40. He's only like 29 years old, but I feel like he's 40. He got drafted in 2014. He's not that old.
I mean, he's on the more side of the retiring than he is on the other side of the being.
He's only 2 years older than Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but Devontae Adams right now is in his prime.
Right. But the idea that Sammy Watkins is just completely washed, I think there's more in that tank than people believe.
That's because Aaron Rodgers.
When you've got Aaron Rodgers, right? And especially when you've got Aaron Rodgers throwing the football, you go from E to maybe a quarter, or a quarter to half a tank, right? So
I like that. That's a good person.
I think the Packers have the type of football team that can make a run. I'm really, it's interesting. I made, outlandish predictions at the beginning of the season because I do think this football team is still one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. But I'm trying really hard just to enjoy it, just to, enjoy watching the football, not get too worked up about it. I will get worked up about Tom Brady later. Don't worry. That will happen.
Okay, let's not go there yet. Let's not go there yet.
Not yet. That's why I said later. It's okay. I'm not going there yet. I got to work up. We've only been live for 14 minutes. I can't get that excited yet. Okay, I got to pace my heart rate because I have to work early, so I need to go to bed early. Anyway, Packers did well. They did what they needed to do, and now we're on to Tampa Bay. Like I said, we'll talk about that later.
True.
The only other big NFL thing that I do want to talk about is
this is all you
brothers. So I've been seeing Travis and Jason Kelce. Travis Kelce, tight end for the Chiefs. Jason Kelce, center for the Philadelphia Eagles, have started their own podcast. And I see clips of this podcast on TikTok all the time. I saw one clip on Twitter recently that was shared in one of the group chats I'm in on Twitter. And it was talking about, those two were talking about whether or not NFL agents pay PFF scouts to boost up their players' grades.
Good. That's pretty good.
And so they were talking about that, and that kind of led me down the rabbit hole again today of looking at their content. And I just love it because, they did a segment. I told my wife about this. They did a segment where they tried to figure out the combination of the most amount of pounds that has hit Jason Kelce at one time. So they went through a bunch of rosters of defensive tackles that have played against Jason Kelce and tried to figure out how many pounds have hit Jason Kelce at once. So they just do fun stuff like that. They talk about their games. It's just two brothers who play really high level football.
And they just chill. Talking football, shooting shit. And meatheads, guys being fucking guys.
Exactly. They'll throw out a bunch of football terminology. Jason loves doing it more. And then Travis will look at him and be like, dude, nobody knows what you're talking about.
I love that.
They were talking about the something offensive lineman lining up, and it was one eye, two eye, something, and then it goes from 5 to 7 and it skips 6 or something like that. I have no idea what he was talking about.
It's the which guy? It's the lineup that it's the lineup that defensive linemen do on the offensive linemen. So there's numbers. So there's 0, 1, 3. I can't remember it as well anymore.
Yeah, but it's so then they take that, they realize that normal people don't know what they're talking about, and they break it down. So it's just, I really like that. Not only are they, I like seeing the relationship of the two brothers. The fact that they can do this during the NFL season,
which is incredible.
Doing it, yeah. The fact that they're such high level NFL players and they're still having a successful podcast, it's just impressive to me, and I want to give them a little shout out. I know they're not watching, but it's something that if you haven't checked out their podcast, I think it's worth your time if you enjoy football. Because for somebody who enjoys football, knows more than the average person, but not as much as those two guys do, I learn a little bit every time I listen.
Fair enough. I like it.
I like it.
Well, how about week 2 though? We're on week 3 right now, but
yes, we're on week 3. Week 2 was pretty crazy though.
The one if you don't mind, I'm gonna jump on this real quick.
Go for it.
So one of the games that I wanted to touch on is the Bills Titans game. All right.
Oh yes.
And I don't know. I kind of get the idea of why the hell do you want to talk about that? It's a blowout. The Bills are fucking nasty, dude. And this goes
disgusting.
Dude, and they're so well balanced. They're everything from their fan base is awesome. Jumping through tables, having fucking mustard and ketchup being straight. And this dude's getting a fucking bukkake in his fucking with ketchup and mustard and everything like that. I freaking love that stuff. I think this show is that fan base and that team and everything that franchise is right now is exactly what I really, really wanted the Bears to become. Are they going to? Probably not. I digress. But
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then how about the Cleveland Browns? First of all, making that ridiculous comeback, or excuse me, wait, did they allowing the ridiculous
the
comeback?
comeback.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think I what was it? Less than 2 minutes left in the game. There was some absurd stat.
They were up 30-17 with a minute 54
that's
left in
it.
the game,
There
and the
was
New York Jets won that football game.
There was some absurd stat that I saw. It was like it's the first time in like 30 years or something like that. It was some ridiculous stat that a team has come back from that type of two possession deficit with under 2 minutes left in the game. That's insane. It's like that was a fun game. And then my last one. Hold on, there was another one that I wanted to touch on too. Oh, this might lead you into it. The Buccaneers Saints game. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously, I know your disdain for Tom Brady and stuff like that, but the Buccaneers defense is absolutely fucking insane. But they're also going against a guy in Jameis Winston, whom, by the way, threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. What was that? 3 years ago now? 4 years ago
30
now?
for 30.
Yeah,
it was almost 4 years ago.
So the best part about that was I can't remember who it was that was doing the interview post game from the Buccaneers, but he's like, "Oh, we knew who was throwing the football, and he was on this team a few years back, and blah blah blah. We knew we would get a chance to get some balls thrown our way." I'm like, "Yeah, that's true, that's true." But anyway,
talk about knowing your former teammate.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, boys, we gonna have a big day. Freaking Paige won her fantasy matchup because of the Buccaneers defense. It made me mad.
Yeah. Oh, also one more thing too.
Yes.
The Patriots are totally overrated. They're not going to make the playoffs this year.
Wow. With our guy Jack in the chat, that's almost blasphemy. The one thing I did want to highlight, I'm not showing any respect. Oh, to Jameis Winston, absolutely love the man with all my heart. I love both. I love both of the. Oh, you didn't? Paige didn't win. That's rough. Sad. I thought she did. Whoopsies.
It's okay. Side beat me too. It's all good.
I think I lost too. That's a rough day for the household.
It was. Congratulations, Sai.
That's tough. Oh yeah, I won my Chick-fil-A matchup. I'm in a league with my Chick-fil-A coworkers, which is just not fair. Like the level of quality on that waiver wire compared to ours, Bruce, is ridiculous.
I'm sure, dude.
Like
you should see my other league too.
I went out there and got Garrett Wilson in my work group, I believe, and the best wide receiver available in ours is like Nelson Aguilar or some crap like that. Exactly. So we'll get to Packers Bucks later. I'm gonna
I'm gonna let you go on that one.
Go, Mitch. Energy. Are you okay?
Sorry, I was cheering on my former.
I'm really proud of you. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Mitch. One thing I do want to talk about is I saw this also on TikTok. I was watching sports TikToks today because I was off, so I got more content than I normally do. It was a clip of Harold Reynolds, who's an analyst for MLB Network, one of my favorite on there. He does the night show with Greg Amsinger. Great duo. Harold Reynolds used to play for the Seattle Mariners, and he was saying on a segment last night when they were talking about Judge hitting 60 home runs that Aaron Judge, according to Harold Reynolds, in spring training, there was a completed deal to send him to Los Angeles Angels.
For who? Shohei?
The way he said it, it appeared that no. That it would have been in addition. No.
Oh.
Like all those three together.
Right.
On the same team.
Wow. That would have
been.
So
can you just imagine, Bruce?
Fucking absurd. They probably still would have.
The top two.
They still found a way to lose.
Suck. They would still suck. They would still be so bad.
It's so sad. That team is to be so. It'd be so good.
Say with utmost certainty, and everybody in this chat could say with utmost certainty that baseball team would still be below 500, even if you add the front runner for AL MVP, is ridiculous.
You're out.
Bye-bye. But, Bruce, I do want to, with that, is Judge the AL MVP?
Hold on, before we get to that, I'll answer that in a second.
Yes.
One of the things I do want to touch on also is because I added on to that the Aaron Judge home run race.
Yes.
I actually think it's awesome. I think it's fun content because guess what? The person behind him is 20 home runs back, and that's it's Kyle Schwarber. Give them the 20.
Give them the 2014 Tigers rotation on their prime, and they won a crisp 55 games. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Day. But no, what I was saying though was I just like I don't feel like it has that same pizzazz that they had back in the day with with McGuire, with Bonds, and with honestly all those guys. I don't give a shit. Like those guys should be in the Hall of Fame, and I know I'm totally going on tangent with this topic, but all those guys should be in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds is the best hitter of all time. I don't care what anyone says. I don't give a shit if you say that he did take steroids. You know what? They should give all these motherfuckers steroids too. Let them have steroids too if they want. I don't care, because at the end of the day, all that shit does is help you what the hell's it called? Feel better or get what's the word I'm looking for? Recover quicker. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And yes, you are going to be stronger, and yes, it's going to end up harming you in the long run. However, if that's the choice that they want to make for them to maximize their 5 to 10 to 15-year career, let them make that choice. All right, whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. That being said, Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, Eric Gagne, even all those motherfuckers should be in the Hall of Fame. That being said, Aaron Judge, if he wins a triple crown, yes, he should be MVP.
Okay.
Hot takes left and right.
I don't think either way. I don't think he should be the AL MVP.
What do you think, Shohei?
I think it should be Shohei, and here's the reason why. It is impossible for Aaron Judge to be as valuable as Shohei Ohtani, period.
Agree. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Because Aaron Judge only provides two things. He provides offense, he provides defense. Shohei Ohtani can provide three things: offense, defense, and pitching. So just on a base level, Shohei Ohtani's max potential is more value. And then you look at the fact that he leads his team in every category. Wins, ERA, batting average, home runs, RBIs. He has Mike Trout on his team, and he's leading his team in all those categories. And so you're trying to tell me that somebody who is literally doing something that nobody in the history of baseball has ever done, you're telling me that is not the most valuable baseball player right now?
Isn't his wins above replacement the highest since Babe Ruth or something?
No, I believe
it was something absolutely absurd. Zach, if you could look into that. Zach, if you could look into that.
Look into it. But when you have that type of just pure, and I'm not even, this is going to be one of the rare times, Bruce, you're going to hear me delve away from statistics. I really don't care what the WAR says. I'm telling you.
I love WAR, dude.
When you look at him.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Just you tell me, this is like Little League World Series stuff. That you see somebody go out there, throw 7 innings, and he could still
and then go in the outfield.
And go in the outfield and hit a game-winning home run or throw out a game-winning run at the plate.
You're not wrong.
That's not the most valuable person in baseball right now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Else can do what he can do. Period.
It might be the closest.
Discussion.
This might be the closest MVP race that we've had in quite a long time. Because off the top of my head, I can't.
And Zach does make a decent point that the Angels don't win games. But if you put Ohtani on the Yankees and you put Judge on the Angels, I think that they would still win a very similar amount of games. I understand that Judge hits a lot of home runs, and home runs are really cool, and home runs are sexy, and pitching isn't as sexy. But Shohei Ohtani, yes, I would. If he does every year what he does this year, then he should. Well, of course if you change the okay, thank you. Zach's
Here we go. People are gonna attack you now. It's gonna be great. Let him go.
No, I'm not. No, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. But no, it drives me crazy for somebody that, I don't think he's carried that offense. There are still a bunch of this gets me started on the Tom Brady train.
Oh, here we go. This is great. I want to see. I should invite. I know who this is. I should invite. I should invite him.
Yeah, I know.
But with real quick before we go to the Tom Brady train.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying with any athlete, when they get sole success for team credit, that pisses me off.
Fair enough. But you know what though? You know what doesn't piss me off? People that make smart decisions on their insurance.
That is very smart and very good. 10 out of 10 do recommend.
And by the way, what you should do is have a listen to our sponsor.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you talk to Jeff, please tell him that Third Down Thursday sent you.
And tell him how awesome we are, okay?
Yeah,
I know Jeff knows because we work together, but tell him how awesome we are, just to remind him. Real quick before we move on, Zach told me in my ear, Judge's WAR is higher than Ohtani. Get rid of WAR because it's stupid.
Wow! You know what that means? Yeah!
What does that mean, Bruce?
Time for a beer. Oh, real quick. So before we get on to some more amazing sports chit chat, I do want to bring this up. Call of Duty has a new map out now. Well, not now, excuse me. It comes out in November. I gotta say I'm pretty pumped about this. There's multiple things that are gonna be going on with it. It's gonna be 3 different circles coming in. I don't know I don't know who the gamers are that are watching right now and who plays this game still, because a lot of people don't. I am still one of those idiots that still play this game regularly. And to have a huge ass map like this again, and to have hopefully better areas instead of the bullshit we have right now, and more Verdansk type setting, big fan of that. Big fan of that. So I'm excited for some more gaming on that, and that's really it. That's all I had to say about that.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't play Call of Duty because I've had too many concussions, and the rapid movement kind of screws with my head and makes me motion sick a little bit. I might try it just because I like the 3 circle moving concept. I like the little bit more fast paced. I think it could
throwback maps to different areas. Yeah. It's pretty badass.
I like what they did, and just from a holistic perspective, I think it could be very good. The next thing I do want to talk about is some news from the NBA today. I know it's not NBA season, but we had some NBA news.
All right. Yes.
Woj dropped a bomb on us in the middle of the day today, out of nowhere, or in the middle of the night last night, somewhere around there. Just dropping bombs on us like it's Call of Duty. See what I did there? See what I did there?
Wow.
See what I did?
Cluster strike, dog. Cluster strike.
Yeah, that. There we go. Thank you for that.
You're welcome, dog.
Woj announced that it appears Ime Udoka, the coach of the Boston Celtics, is going to be suspended probably for an entire year. And let me scroll back in my notifications just to get the exact wording on this so I don't mess up what was reported. This is Woj's quote.
Go ahead, sweetie. Up.
Boston Celtics coach Ime Udoka is likely facing a suspension for the entire 2022-23 season for his role in a consensual relationship with a female staff member. They
Lady
are
lady says hi.
replacing. Hi, lady. They're replacing Udoka with Joe Mazzulla, who it may have been years ago, but does have a past with a few assault charges and a few drunken
You lay down?
disorderly type things.
Okay, that's good.
So, Bruce, I pose the question to you. If it is, according to Woj, a fully consensual relationship, who cares?
Exactly. It's a fully consensual relationship. There's nothing that's outside the boundaries of marriage, outside the boundaries of any other relationship, outside inappropriate boundaries of everything that we've heard that's been going fucking terribly wrong in sports lately. God forbid a man and a woman or partners or whatever you want to fucking call it decide to say, hey, we care about each other, we love each other, we like stay out of the bedroom. Just stay out of the bedroom. I don't give a shit. Just stay out of the bedroom. If everything's consensual and everything's agreed upon by each other and no one thinks something is inappropriate or unlawful even, then stop your bullshit. Stop saying that. But on the other hand, I have to look at it from the perspective is they are in a part of a private industry and they sign a contract that they have to abide by. So do I think it's bullshit? Yes, but at the end of the day, it's a contractually obligated or not really obligated, but a contractual thing. So
Right,
again,
and
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
The only
Good girl.
possible issue there could be is I don't know what level staffer, if that makes sense. Like, is this I don't even know how to say, like, I don't know if there are
A quid pro quo type thing.
No, not even that. I'm just talking like, is it another person on the coaching staff? Is it a random, not to be rude, but like a random training staff like where in the organization
right, in the
is
hierarchy
this
of the
person?
organization.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, because I know that I'm sure they have something against boss versus employee type thing, but it's just odd to me. They don't have cheerleaders, I don't think. Do they?
Well, you're asking the wrong person. I don't think Boston does either. I think they're one of the old school like type things like the Bears are.
Right.
They don't have cheerleaders.
But I don't know. It's I agree with Zach. He said it in the chat. I really hope the public doesn't find out who this woman is, because if Boston is bad next year because of this, that could be rough. That could be like she's got to move across the country situation.
Yeah, because Boston fans are assholes. They're almost as bad as Raiders fans.
I would say they're worse.
Hey,
Raiders fans are bad in the game.
Okay, that's fair.
The internet is way too ruthless. I agree.
That's fair.
Well, okay. The headphones would look good on the doggo. Doggo might freak out a little bit, but.
Can I hear him? Nope.
She said no.
No, she ain't. No, she's not a fan. But all right. So
I just wanted to go over that real quick because it's stupid, and I gotta believe there's something else going on there that Ime Udoka had to have done something else. Like there has to be more to this story.
I agree, and we'll find out about it. But that being said, there's also they're trying to get him to resign, according to what Zach was saying in our ears. Why didn't they just? Isn't this his first year, or wasn't last year his first year?
Last year was his first year, and they were just in the finals.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But
oh no, if I were him, I wouldn't. If I were him, though, I would not resign at all. I would make them fire me so that way I can collect my full fucking paycheck. Because fuck you, that's what I say. Especially if you don't do anything wrong. Anyway,
right.
So real quick, so I wanted to touch on, speaking of NBA topics, I actually wanted to touch on this. So the Chicago Bulls ended up. Let me see. Did I put that banner up? I think I did.
Yeah,
right?
you did.
Let me grab it. All right. So the Chicago Bulls released a statement with regards to Lonzo Ball, letting Bulls fans and everybody else in the NBA fandom know that Lonzo Ball is going to have surgery next week to clean. I can't remember the actual pronunciation of the term that's used for his knee. However, during the course of his ramp up, him starting the stuff ready to go for the season and blah blah blah, training camp, apparently there's still some issues with the cartilage or meniscus tear that he had and some other stuff going on in there. And what they ended up doing was saying that he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, or sorry, he's going to be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks right before camp starts. And there's no guarantees that Lonzo Ball will end up being the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls to start the NBA season. Very disappointing. One of the things, go ahead.
An arthroscopic debridement.
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 Oh, well, all right.
It's
but anyway,
the surgery he had on his left knee.
So I guess it's to like just clean it out to make sure everything's all good or whatever. And man, like one of the things that I thought was like, why the hell couldn't they have done this earlier? Oh, here's mommy. One of the things I was thinking right away, oh my god, my back, I need some more freaking liquid medicine. One of the things about that though was, why wasn't this done earlier? Because he's been out since I think the middle to tail end of last NBA season. And they've waited to this point to potentially lose more time. I don't know. I think it's just disappointing, and I think it sucks. However, Goran Dragic was signed with the Bulls this past offseason, and they just were playing in the European League. I can't remember it. Someone help me again. I think we talked about this last week. Nice. Oh, thank you. It's cool. Eurobasket? Was that what you said, Zach? All right. Yeah, it was called Eurobasket. He just participated in, and apparently he did very well in that. So let's hope that his veteran getting dunked on by Derrick Rose ass can help the Bulls bridge that gap of him and Lonzo Ball coming back. So that's all I had on that. That's all I had on that, MJ. I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
There are some really funny memes on Twitter, like bad because they're making fun of Lonzo's injury, but also still kind of funny about how bad his knees have been. It's a guy with some really like tender pulled pork or something, and he's and it's like this is Lonzo's knees since coming to the Bulls.
No, why you gotta do that guy like that?
It's still kind of funny though.
It is.
Last thing before it's TED Talk time with MJ. Bruce, are the Lions legit?
Their offense is. Their defense isn't yet.
I saw something on TikTok of the defensive coordinator for the Lions. His name escapes me. Chewing out their. Is it Walter?
Is it something William? Why is Williams coming to my mind?
I don't know. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Hopefully Zach can find it. I have not seen, obviously, because it was on Hard Knocks. I've not seen a defensive coordinator.
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn just chewing out the unit. He was like, if you're going to let our offense, it was after a practice. He's like, if you're going to let our offense go 16 for 18 in passing, you can just walk out this door right now. He goes, I'll take every undrafted rookie off the street because they're going to play harder, and just insert lots of profanity in there.
You can say it. Shit, fuck, balls.
It was every other word I can't even remember. But yeah, it's just, if they could have even had it, it's like so many Packers teams for so long. If they even just had a decent defense, not even like top 15, just like 19th in the league, then the Lions can be decent.
This has been their problem always. This has been their problem always. Even back in the day before like you were born, like when they had Herman Moore, when they had Barry Sanders, when they had Eric Kramer as their starting quarterback. Hell, like they had they were really good back then too. And I think what was his name? Johnny Morton, I think his name was the other receiver. Dude, like they had a great offense then too. But man, they've never ever. I can't recall any other than like maybe like who did they have? Pat Swilling. They had like maybe like one or two good defensive players in the time that I can remember off the top of my head, and that's it. It's Yeah, hey, I agree with that. Their running duo is legit. Like I really like both of them. Williams and what's his name?
Swift.
Swift. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sweer.
The only good defensive player I can ever think of in Detroit is Mr. Curb Stomp everybody's ankles.
Oh, there you go. Yes, Nadamic.
He's the only good defensive player I can remember in Detroit. Other than that, they've had some really good offenses. It's just their defense has to keep up. I do think though they might be able to sneak a wild card. I will give them that right now. Especially, I don't know the timeline on Jameson Williams returning, but if they get Jameson Williams in the middle of the season, like they're already putting up so many good.
Who have they played again? They played the Eagles, and they played, and the Eagles are good. And who else did they play?
They played Washington last week. They played Washington.
Washington's garbage.
Yes, but they beat up on the Eagles. They didn't beat up on the Eagles, but they
played them. They played them well.
They scored 35 points in 2 straight games. So you don't do that in the NFL out of nowhere.
True.
Even if you are playing bad teams, like that's still really hard to do. So I think they've got a pretty good shot to, again, at least just be really annoying. Like they're going to be the team that you got to put in some work. It's not going to be the easy game that you're used to going up against the Lions, where we were, normally it's just like, it's the Lions. Okay, we can rest people if we want to. Blah blah blah. So
no, I agree. So
Hutchinson is really good.
Before you go on your hot take, okay? Before you go on your hot take, I gotta move my laptop back because the puppy is not on the couch anymore, or on my little armoire type thingy anymore. Anyway, should we do our degenerate bet of the night, or what do you want to do first? What do you want to do, buddy? I'll let you decide.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, before we do that, are the Lions legit? Yes, they are, but their defense needs to get better. But before we do that, let's remind our friends, if you need any kind of insurance, here's a word from our sponsor.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry. Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal, and it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And do not forget to mention us from Third Down Thursdays when you call Jeff. And Trubisky with a nice throw. All right, so that being said, degenerate bets of the night. My first one, I actually ended up losing. I didn't get it because I picked a touchdown pass. Oh, what a fucking catch! Sorry. Pickens just had an insane one-handed catch that was very reminiscent of OBJ.
Ooh.
But
Pickens is going to be good. I like it.
He's like, shh. Anyway, so my bet was touchdown on first drive. That didn't happen. However, I also did bet the over in the first half. It was at 19.5. I bet the over. Then I also bet Trubisky would throw over 180 yards.
I don't think either of those are going to happen.
I think I'm gonna get the over on the first half because the Steelers are about to score a touchdown to be 14 points, and then all I need is, so I feel pretty decent about this one. I feel decent about the over. The passing one I don't feel too hot about, and then obviously the first drive of the game, a touchdown didn't happen. But I only bet like $4 on that one. But anyway, I digress.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's not bad.
also Bears plus 2.5 this weekend. Sorry, Lovey Smith, we're ruining your return to Soldier Field.
Oh, wait, the Bears are actually not favored against the Texans.
Oh, sorry, all right, minus 2.5. Excuse me, minus 2.5.
I was going to say
I'm so used to saying that.
I was going to be real concerned for the Bears for a moment if they were not favored.
Yeah, but it's basically if they played at a neutral site to be even.
Toss-up. Yeah, it's toss-up.
So
because it is, they're both trash.
Anyway, so all right, let me set you up for this. MJ, Tom Brady's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead.
All right. So my entire premise for this, and let me just get my counting stats right real quick here.
Should we put background music to this too?
Honestly, if you want to, go for
We're
it.
experiencing 1 to 3 inches already. We're expecting about 2 more inches.
Wow. So I'm just gonna throw out a few stats before I get into anything crazy. I'm just gonna throw out a few stats for people to preface Packers versus Brady week, because apparently Brady is the only person that matters when it comes to anyone winning a football game when he's on the team. So, total career wins, Bruce, when leading an offense to 13 points or fewer. Tom Brady has won 15 such games. Combined, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers have only done that 13 times. Aaron Rodgers has only done it 3. Okay?
My back. Okay.
So Brady's been carried to more terrible offensive performance victories than 3 of the other greatest 5 quarterbacks of all time put together. And I know this is a small sample size, but just through 2 games so far this year, the Bucs are 26th in points per drive, and their defense is first in points allowed per drive. Really proud of you, Tom Brady. Speaking of defense, Tom Brady's had 14 top 10 defenses in his career. You want to know how many Aaron Rodgers has had? 1. And that was the year they won the Super Bowl in 2010. And this is my favorite one that I found. I didn't know this one before. Percentage of career starts where opponents scored 10 or fewer points. So when your defense held the opponent to 10 or fewer points, Tom Brady in his career, 24.8%. And just to give you a little context, the NFL average hovers around 10%. So that means roughly 3 teams a week will score 10 points or fewer. It's an offensive league, Bruce. It always has been an offensive league. And somehow, Tom Brady falls into some really good defenses when he wins. And so I just want to preface, before Packers-Bucs week, before all of the hoopla that goes around to it. Number one, if the Packers do win this game, yet every argument you make is different. Yes, that's because there's so many ways that I can talk about how bad Tom Brady is that I can just give you different numbers. I can give you different concepts every single time because it is so easy for me to rip off different ideas about how trash this guy is.
Said.
That doesn't even make sense.
Does it ever?
But I just want to say, going into Packers-Bucs week, I will even say if the Packers win this football game, it probably won't be because of Aaron Rodgers. We already talked about this. It'll probably be because of the running game. And so if the Packers do win, you're going to give credit to the running game and to the defense. But somehow, if the Bucs win, everybody's going to give credit to Tom Brady for his incredible performance with his receivers injured and his receivers suspended. But yet if they win, it's probably because the Bucs defense went crazy. So let's everybody calm down. Let's everybody stop getting a little too excited when it comes to Tom Brady. And just acknowledge
he's the best ever.
That his defense has carried him for his entire career. I'm done. We can
so that being said,
we can end the rant music for now. I'm done.
All right. That being said, MJ, let's make a smooth transition into Fireside Chat on Third Down Thursdays with MJ and Coach Bruce. Let's calm it down. Let's bring down the vibe.
Smooth jazz. I'm telling you, my heart rate went up a little bit there.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Let's see what mine was at when you were doing that. A smooth 62.
That's hilarious.
I wasn't worked up at all.
No, but
that should actually...
I'm changing minds by the minute.
That's fair. Well, maybe not. I haven't changed mine. Hey, don't get me wrong though. When I rank them, they're 1A and 1B, dude. That's what I say.
Okay, that's fair. That's better than it was 2 years ago when we started the show.
True, because I just hated him from the sheer fact that fucking he was a Packers player. Oh God, my back.
Do you want? I found the
back
of it. Aaron Rodgers versus the Bears. Where'd this go?
No, I don't.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay, well I'm gonna tell you anyway. Where'd it go? Aaron Rodgers in his last 22 games against the Bears is 20-2 with a 57-7 touchdown ratio. Touchdown interception ratio.
Yeah.
That's just not human.
It's not fair. Look at that.
Right.
I already said it. I love the fact that he just compared Pickens to Odell Beckham Jr.'s catch. And what are they doing right now? Showing the replay. Yeah, beat you to it, bitches.
Jack, winning is not bad. I'm saying quarterback wins are not a quarterback stat.
We got to bring actually, okay, I don't necessarily disagree with that either, though, because you have to, like, when you talk about like the yards after catch, so therefore like
right.
on the screen pat, that too. Or if you want to go baseball on it, like wins don't fucking matter anymore.
Right. It's like saying that Julio Urias was the best pitcher in baseball this year because he has the most wins.
But I will say the quarterback position is the hardest / probably most important position in all professional sports.
In all of professional sports?
In all of professional sports. I genuinely think that the quarterback position might be the most important position. Go! Keep running, bitch! Okay, that's fair. So Zach in my ear just said goalies in the playoffs in hockey. That's fair too. Okay.
I just still don't think, like, you can see what happens. Like, okay, Joe Burrow may be then by definition the most important person on the Bengals, but he can only do so much when he's getting sacked 13 times. He can't do anything without an important offensive line. And he can only do so much if he puts a ball on a dime and his receivers drop it. So it may be the hardest, but I don't think it's the most important.
Sorry, Cleveland fans. Well, what's the most important in your opinion?
I think that's impossible to quantify.
Can you lose
because you're trying to take 33 starters on an NFL team and pick one wheel in that cog is the most important. No doubt it's like incredibly important, but like we've seen, Rodgers can be bad if Matt LaFleur is calling bad plays. Even if everything goes perfectly, he can be bad if LaFleur is calling bad play. Like there's so many factors that go into that. It's really hard in football because there are so many people. It's easier in something like basketball to say that like the point guard or whoever's bringing the ball up the court is the most important, right?
So
because there's only 5 of them.
The one thing I will say about this, and I don't disagree with you, I don't. I actually do. I like you always you present it like this, and honestly, I get it. However, you could argue LeBron James at the time when he was like whatever, or Steph Curry for the Warriors to make it more local or more personal for you. But excuse me. The person that has always had a Hall of Fame quarterback is saying that the quarterback position isn't necessarily the most important position in sports.
Because I've seen how a Hall of Fame quarterback can only get you so far when your defense and special teams are trash.
True, you're right, because you guys have only won 2 with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. However, I digress.
Correct.
However,
the defense and special teams has always been trash.
I will always take that, but you always have a chance to win it, though. That's the thing too. You gotta look at it like that from that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you actually. If the quarterback was the most important position in football, the Packers would win the Super Bowl like every 3 years.
Okay, so we'll go back to this argument that you just had then. The Chicago Bears offense or quarterback has been dog shit. Running backs have always been pretty decent. Defense has actually been really good, top 5 in the NFL, and they also had great special teams when they had Dave Tobe as their special teams coach. Guess who beat them in the playoffs? The Packers. Super Bowl year. However, consistently also they
give you that your quarterback got hurt that game. You didn't actually have your real quarterback.
Caleb Haney, baby.
Right. I'm not gonna dock you for quarterback play when you were forced to throw Caleb Haney out there.
Also, by the way, so real quick, and I'm tangenting from our fireside chat because no one's really asking us anything anyway.
Yeah.
So one of the things that actually still pisses me off, and I saw it today for whatever reason, I don't even know why. Someone was arguing about how Jay Cutler was was not hurt in that game. I saw on social media. I'm like, is this still a
What?
thing? Is this still a thing? Like, what? Why are you talking about that? I don't know. It's
Okay,
fucking dumb.
that was a really good catch.
Oh, you just saw it.
Yeah, I just saw it for the wow. Oh, there's an angle. Hold up, let me get this on here if I can. Can I get this on?
Here we go. Now we got some juiciness.
Put Rogers on the 16 Patriots, and he mentally.
Oh shit! I'm out of this one.
I don't even know how you can. Like you can't. I'll go here. Let me pull up.
Hey, he's gonna go get it.
Jack,
He's gonna go get his tea and have his little tea and crumpets or whatever the fuck he drinks to get himself fucking all lit up.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Zach.
All right, and I agree.
Patriots
with
would have never been down 25 if Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback, but it's fine.
Well, it's the same thing that I talked about to you earlier about the Bears in their defense.
Right. It's just like that makes no sense.
I love you. This is
the better fantasy lineup.
This is the wifey. I love her. Hi, baby. All right.
Here we
actually,
go.
I don't even know who I play this week.
For those of you who aren't watching the game, this is vertical.
Oh, you grabbed it.
Completely horizontal. George.
You mean horizontal? Hey, horizontal's hot dog. Always remember that. Oh no, excuse. Wait, is it hot dog? No, it's hamburger. That's hamburger. Hot dog's always vertical. Old school. Dog.
I don't know how that helps me at all, but okay.
Hey, that's what they used to teach back in the day. Why do you think I'm so?
Hey, if it helps you, I'm proud of you. Yeah, real quick. Let me look at my fantasy lineup.
Oh, I'm looking right now. Actually, Herbert's questionable with his fractured rib or whatever, and
right.
And of course I have him. But guess who my backup is?
So I've got
Aaron Rodgers.
Who's your backup?
Aaron Rodgers.
I thought you were gonna say Tom Brady.
Mitchell Trubisky.
No, I do need to make this change because actually no. So I have some really good wide receivers on my team. I got Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, James Conner. Then I got Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, Curtis Samuel, Travis Kelce, Raheem Mostert. And then on my bench, I just have chilling George Kittle, Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson. Who all could play depending on injury status.
MJ.
What's up? Down 24-0 at the half. Okay. I love how Jack thinks he's going to get me riled up over something that happened in 2016.
Caught it. Yeah? That a boy. Anyway, no, I got I don't hate Rodgers. I'm Murphy's soul. That is awesome. All right. Hey Jack, that's pretty sick.
Soul.
That's pretty good.
I need to win this week though.
Same, dude. Same. I got the Bear. I got the Bear of Texas this week, dog.
Oh boy, you're gonna get smacked.
I don't know. Right now he's
decisions.
This is tough. I don't know, man. Like my teams have been kind of dog shit lately. Well,
it's okay.
This or in my fantasy or in ours and in my other one, but it's all good. But anyways, MJ, hey dude, that's another Thursday. That's another Thursday down the drain.
And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, if Bruce complains about his back hurting, this is why.
Oh no! Look at me. I look that's a look. That's a look right there.
Yeah, it's funny because you had one beer in you, but you look gone.
I know. It's terrible. But you know what's the worst part about that too is you didn't get the legs that were in the air. Although in my head I probably thought that my legs were in the air at that moment. And
yeah,
and you know what I'm saying? I was so high. My legs were up here. And fucking
of all the pictures, Bruce, this is the highest your legs got.
It's about right. Texans.
Really proud of you.
28, Bears 25. Oh, Mike, come on. No way. First of all, they're not going to score that many points. Secondly,
yeah.
Bears win.
And I'm just going to say on record, Packers will lose this week.
Oh, hey, are we going to, by the way, speaking of, We should probably do it quick. Are we gonna do our show? Are we gonna do our Sunday morning show?
If you're available, yeah.
I am available because I actually just got rid of my old grill, but I'm gonna end up doing it on my small little charcoal grill in my driveway this week.
Nice. I love it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, then we will see everybody on Sunday for our little preview cooking show.
Duke,
It's
you
going
want
to
to
be
say
very
hi?
fun. Texans apparently are sneaky good. We'll see about that.
Sneaky good.
Yeah, make sure, let's see. Jack. He's throwing out just stupid stuff. All day.
No.
Exactly. Real quick, if you haven't already,
He says for
make
what?
sure to check out ThirdDownThursdays.com. Some good articles going out on there. So some good content. Make sure to check it out. All the boys over there doing some good work. And we will be back on Sunday, causing some chaos. We should be back on Tuesday, also over at Game on Wisconsin for Immaculate Perceptions. Me, Bruce, and Joe. Very fun. Then next Thursday, as always, you know where to find us. We never go away. And before we leave, we will leave you guys with a word from our sponsors. Bruce,
I hit the over. I love you too.
Proud of you. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.